Yo, what's up, mate? What's up, Kyle? Yo, what's up, Machine? How's everybody doing? What's up, Nate? We just got Emmanuel quickly ruled in and Jamal Sheed ruled out. What's up, Dwayne? Just a little late, buddy. Just a little late. You gotta be quick to beat 8. Gotta be quick. Hey, that's what's up, Machine. Guys, if you're not in the Discord, I just want to let you know that I got a lot going on in my house. Like, a lot. So if I have to mute or something, I apologize. But we're going to try to get through the show the best we can. Really, really weird slate. Not much value. There's a couple things that stand out for me today. That hurt Barnes. I still like Barnes, but he is going to take a usage decrease. I still like him. And it's going to pull ownership off of him, but I'm not sure I'm going to have him in a single entry. You'll give us an upvote on Reddit, guys. It helps tremendously. What's up, Jose? Well, let's get into it, guys. 450. Like I said, I got a lot going on in my house, so I do apologize. Starting off at point guard, Cade Cunningham. I think he's okay today. He's pulling 18% ownership, which I think is pretty hefty. But I want to be around 15. Been playing really good lately. 1.37 fantasy point per minute player over his last 5 games. The matchup isn't bad with Dallas ranking 15th. Happy to get him in my lineups. But my favorite point guard today is Tyrese Maxey. He is the chalk. He's the chalk pay up. We got AO above him, but AO's just grading out well because he's a good value on a slate where we don't have any value. But I love Maxey today. Over there, I had it pulled up on my phone just a second ago. Where is it? Speaking of Maxey, this matchup is better than it looks. The Nuggets ranked 25th against starting point guards over their last 10 games. So, not doing well against point guards. Happy to roster Maxey today. James Harden, he's pulling 10% ownership. I'm just not there. I know the matchup's elite, but these teams are in 2 different stratospheres. I think this one can get out of hand very quickly, and it could be a real possibility James doesn't even have to touch the floor in the 4th quarter. With that being said, matchup's great. If the game is close, I think Harden's going to be a pivotal piece. I just prefer Kawhi today, to be honest. Dame time, perfectly viable. Not pulling much ownership as far as payups go, only pulling 8%. I'm happy to rock some Dame today. He's been on his game lately. Last game he did have a down game because, last game I came on here and I said, y'all should play some Damian Lillard. And he goes out and stinks it up, because that's how it goes. But I like Dame quite a bit today as a get different point guard. I think Kyrie's fine. Not going out of my way to target Kyrie today, but if you land on him, he's not pulling much ownership at 10%. I like DeJounte Murray, especially if Zion misses. I think he's still playable if Zion is in, but if he misses, I'm going to be smashing Murray. Murray's only 3% owned going against Boston, which isn't a great matchup by any means, but if I am playing a person against Boston, I want it to be a point guard. That's where I like to attack them at. Jamal Murray's grading out really well. I like Jamal Murray. He's only pulling 13% ownership. I want to be above that. I like Jamal today. Been playing great basketball lately. I'm going to get to a lot of Jamal today. I'm I'm not interested in CJ McCollum. Josh Giddey's fine, but there's a couple other Bulls pieces I prefer over Giddey today, so I doubt I get much of him. But that being said, he's pulling 22% ownership, so I'm going to be fading a lot of chalk there. Russell Westbrook, I'm not that interested in. I would rather just find the salary to get to Murray today. No interest really in Derek White. I will say the matchup is great, though. The Pelicans ranking dead last against point guard. So if you want to attack that matchup, I don't blame you whatsoever. He's only 6% owned as well. I'm not interested in CP3. Emmanuel Quickly, I'm not interested in because they said he's going to be on a minutes limit. Earlier in the year, Quickly came back from injury. I think it was right here, January 1st. They said he was going to be on a minutes limit, and he played 32 minutes. So can't really take their word for it. He has 8. That is true. DeJounte has played very well against Boston. Kobe White, I really like today. We got no Levine, and looking at the numbers, he gets the biggest usage bump with Levine off the court. Toronto ranks 26th against point guards. Happy to get to Kobe White today. That being said, he is chalky at 29% owned. I love Paul today. No interest in Spencer Dinwiddie. No interest in Peyton Pritchard. Ayo, he's looking really good. I'm happy to have him in my lineups because he's somewhat cheap at 5,600 and we have no true value today. That's why he's chalky. He's 36% owned just because we can't find any value today. Tavon Castle's fine. Like, I'd rather get to Ayo, but if I can't, Castle is perfectly fine. Micic, I don't think I will ever roster him again in my life. Tough matchup. I just don't want to be there. But he's going to have to play a lot of minutes. I'm not interested in Drew Holiday. I really like Lonzo Ball today. For me, Kobe White, Ayo, Lonzo, all three of those guys, I love them. And then it would be Josh Giddey. But I'm happy to get to Lonzo today. No interest in any of these guys. Dante Exum is back. He's going to have his minutes capped at around 15 minutes, though. So, unplayable in my opinion. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is worth a punt if you think this game just gets completely out of hand. I wouldn't mind him. Moved over to 2 guard. Jaylen Brown, not really interested. 8,400. If you want to roster him, I don't blame you. He's a good basketball player. The matchup's not bad when New Orleans ranking 20th against the position. But he just didn't fall into many of the lineups I was making. I'm not against him being in my lineups, but I'm not going out of my way to target him either. Trey Murphy, kind of the same song and dance as Jaylen Brown. Like, he's fine if he lands in my lineups, but I'm not intentionally targeting him, and he just didn't land in what I was building today. Yeah, I know, right? I didn't know Dante Exum was still in the NBA either. Norm Powell is okay. I just prefer getting to Kawhi today. Kelly Oubre, he's fine. Don't mind Kelly today. I would prefer Maxey, but I mean, without George there, he's been balling. He's been balling. Devin Vassell at 7K, I'm just not there. Like, not there. If you play him, I understand it. Great matchup, and Devin's a good basketball player. But they just got so many mouths to feed when that team's fully healthy. You got Wemby, you got Sohan, you got Vassell, you got Castle. Harrison Barnes has been playing out of his mind lately. Talked about most of these guys. Chris Middleton in a deep GPP. I normally do not like playing Middleton because you never know about his minutes, but on this slate with no value, if he lands in a couple lineups, I'm okay with it. Christian Braun, I'm not interested in. He's kind of been relegated back to the bench, and I just don't want to be playing a 6-man. No interest in Klay Thompson. I think Malik Beasley is intriguing today. We know he has upside, has exceeded value 3 straight games in a row. almost a point per minute, fantasy point per minute player over the last 5 games. So I don't mind Malik today. Really like Asar Thompson today, guys. And if you've watched the show, you know Thompson is a gamble. He is a dice roll. It's all about how many minutes he gets, right? If you're lucky, he gets 30. If you're unlucky, he gets 19. This is one of those slates where I'm just going to have to roll those dice and see what happens because we don't have any value plays. He's only 5K and we know his upside's huge. I'm going to have to roll those dice on him tonight. Not interested in Quentin Grimes. Ricky Council I would only be interested in if he's starting. Eric Gordon I don't mind. We're searching for value, right? $4,600 Eric Gordon. He's paid the salary off 3 straight games and has played decent minutes in every one of them. Last game he only played 22. I need to look into that. I don't know why he only played 22. But if Gordon's starting, I'm happy to roster him. Nick Smith Jr. As bad as I hate to say it, Chubbs, he's looking like a good value piece today. Every time I say that, he does terribly. I said it against New Orleans, he scored 7 fantasy points. I said it against Brooklyn, he scored 8 fantasy points. He is Mr. Unreliable, but he's grading out decently. He is pulling 25% ownership, though. No interest in Agbaji. Gary Trent Jr. is a fine play today. I mean, like I said, we got no value, so we got to play some of these bums. I truly think it's going to be a low-scoring day. So, Gary Trent, I don't mind if he falls in your lineup. If you really want to play the revenge narrative, Tim Hardaway, Mr. Sucks at Basketball, is going back to Dallas. I will say over his last 5 games, he's averaging 0.54 fantasy points per minute. So, I'm not happy about Tim Hardaway Jr. being in my lineups, but it's going to be one of those games, one of those slates where just got to suck it up and deal with it. Andre Jackson played 26 minutes in back-to-back games, only 4,100. Don't mind if he lands in my lineups, and I feel like they're going to need his defense tonight. So I'm all right with it. Then nobody else through here I'm really wanting to play at all. Moving over to small forward. Scotty Barnes looks okay. Don't mind him, but with Quickly in, I would just prefer to go to Jason Tatum for $100 cheaper in a better matchup. But I think either one of these guys are fine tonight. Miles Bridges, I understand wanting to play Miles. I do. And he's pulling 30% owned. But he's going against Kawhi Leonard tonight, guys. And Kawhi, when he's on the court, man, his defense is unmatched. Unmatched. You have Jackson Jr.? Yeah, I don't mind that. So, Bridges pulling 30% on. I want to half that. I want to be about 15% on him. RJ Barrett, just okay. If he lands in my lineup, so be it, but I'm not targeting him. What's up, Chudy? Kawhi Leonard. I love Kawhi today. Great matchup. He's only pulling 8% ownership, and last game out, he played 29 minutes. If I can get 28 or 29 minutes from Kawhi, I'm rocking him, boys. Kawhi has the... Listen, if you didn't watch basketball or didn't play DFS the past 2 or 3 years, let me tell you, Kawhi Leonard has Joker upside. Kawhi is a baller. He's just got to get those minutes. And he is on a team now that Harden soaks up usage. Zubac soaks up some usage. But Kawhi is elite. Tobias Harris, only a tournament play for me, 150 max. No interest in Michael Porter Jr. Really like Josh Okogie for value today. I know he let us down last game out, only scoring 16 fantasy points. Should have to play plenty of minutes today. I'm happy to play Okogie. Is Kawhi blowout proof? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But if the game blows out, I feel like he's going to be a big part of it. A guy I think is kind of getting overlooked. He's only pulling 3% ownership. Harrison Barnes. I love Harrison Barnes tonight. You got to understand it's a risky play. But over his last 3 games, he's dropped 39, 32, and 38 fantasy points. And has played 26, 29, and 30 minutes. He's got 1.06 fantasy point per minute production over his last 5 games. I'm happy to be over the field on Harrison Barnes today. Another guy I'm going to have a lot more of than the field is Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. Quickly being back, it hurts. It does. I was hoping Quickly would be out. Have we got news on Grady yet? We got Jamal Sheed out, but we haven't... Yeah, okay. Grady's in too. So that hurts, Bruce, but I still think he is playable. I sound like Mike Tyson. I still think Bruce Brown is playable. He's going to have no ownership. They're trying to show him off to trade him. I firmly believe in that. Over his last 5 games, he's a 1.16 fantasy point per minute player and has exceeded value and scored 30 or more fantasy points in 4 out of his last 5 games. I want to be way above the field on some Bruce Brown. No interest in Najee Marshall. No interest in Quentin Grimes. Derrick Jones Jr., absolutely playable to me on today's slate. He gets solid minutes. Now, he's not a great DFS producer, but he gets plenty enough minutes to pay this price tag off. None of these guys are intriguing me, unless I've talked about them. Taurean Prince is playable today. And I hate to say that because I cannot stand Prince being in my lineup, but a slate like today, he's definitely playable. Oh, thank you, Machine. I appreciate you, brother. I mean, great minds think alike, right? Then nobody else is really interesting to me at all. Moving over to power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I love him today. Him versus Wemby. Giannis is going to show why this is still his league. Giannis, my favorite pay up today. He's who I got more than anyone else in the lineups I built today. He was my most owned player. I got 48% of him. The public's at 23%, and I am never upset about being over the public on Giannis. So really like him today. Wemby looks great too. I'm happy to play Wemby, but if I got the extra $100, I'm gonna play Giannis today. Point blank. Zion, if he plays, is just okay. I mean, his upside is through the moon. I do not expect Zion to play, but if he does, he's going to be on a minutes limit. So, super risky. He's only pulling 3% ownership, though. That's the only positive I can say, really, tonight. And you guys know I was on him, what was it, 2 or 3 days ago when he played Dallas. So, I want to play Zion. I just can't get there today. Porzingis, don't mind him at all. Who's going to slow him down? I mean, really, who's going to slow Kristaps down today? I don't think Missy's going to do it. So, happy to land on Porzingis. One of my favorite plays of the slate is right here, PJ Washington. Detroit, ranking dead last against the power forward. Sign me up for some PJ. Over his last 5 games, 1.26 fantasy point per minute. That's elite. I love PJ today, and for some reason, the public is not on him. Only 8% owned. My favorite play at 8% ownership. Yeah, for sure. I do not think Bruce Brown starts at all. He will be on the second unit, for sure. Yabasule's fine. If he lands in your lineup, that's okay, but I'm not going out of my way to get him. No interest in Sohan. Oh, Corey. Take it down for us, brother. Take it down, Corey. I want to see it, buddy. You guys have questions. That's what I'm here for. Another one of my favorite plays on the slate, pulling 10% ownership, is Aaron Gordon. I took the wait-and-see approach for Aaron. He got 30 minutes against New York. Aaron Gordon at 5,300 is just far too cheap, guys. Far too cheap. If he's playing his regular minutes, 30 plus, Aaron Gordon will be a steal tonight at 5,300. Love some AG tonight. Patrick Williams. I'm never excited about seeing him in my lineup, but he's only $4,600 on a slate where we have no value. And the past 2 games, Levine hasn't been there, and he's been producing 28 and 31 fantasy points. I'm happy to have some Patrick Williams tonight. Justin Edwards, if he starts, he's just a okay value play. Like, if he lands in the lineup, so be it. Not interested in Chris Buescher. Kelly Olynyk was rolled in. I better put him back in my player pool, but I still won't get any. Keldon Johnson, I don't know what the deal is here. I've tried looking into it, and I can't find out. He's pulling massive ownership, 27%. I don't see why you would want to play him today. Keldon's been awful pretty much all year. Over his last 5 games, 0.67 fantasy point per minute player. Like, I'm not playing Keldon Johnson at all tonight. He's in 27% of lineups. I want 0% of him. I don't get the play. Let's move it over to center, where we're going to have the most value on the night. Starting at the top at Joker. I'm never going to tell you not to play Joker. I'm just not going to. The guy can break the slate any night he wants to. And hey, 8, he's only 3% owned right now. But I'm just not there because I'm paying up for Giannis today. And center is my favorite position today for value. Speaking of value, Vucevic, 8,100 does not seem like value, but his projection showing him to be a solid value. Don't mind him. He is 18% owned, but I don't mind him. Zubac looks fantastic. I don't know if you guys have seen his last 2 games, but he's dropped 53 and 54 fantasy points, grabbing every board that was shot up and missed. I like Zubac today a lot too. Daniel Gafford against Detroit, definitely do not mind that at all. I think Podol's fine. Jalen Duren. When I was doing my lineups earlier today, he was showing to be the best center play on the slate for me. We know Gafford is great, but he really lacks in the defensive department. But the issue with Duren is his fouls. If he can stay out of foul trouble, I think he could be the best center on the slate today. I absolutely do. But if he gets in foul trouble, he can burn you quickly. I'm going to have a lot of him. I am. But I can't lie, it does scare me. No interest in Brook Lopez. Missy, I don't mind. In my 150s, he's only pulling 2% ownership. Now, it's a terrible matchup, and Missy's not very good, but Daniel Theis is out. If Zion's out, he's going to look better. It's pretty much just going to be him and JRE. Diabate's got to be the safest center today, in my opinion. Musa Diabate pulling 32% ownership. Not a good matchup, but he's just cheap. $4,600, you can't get away from it. Even if they start Taj Gibson like they've been doing, Diabate's going to get plenty of minutes to pay his salary off. Easy cash game lock at center, in my opinion. We got some kind of news. My phone keeps going off. It's all for tomorrow. Lonzo Ball cleared to play more minutes. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we like Lonzo tonight, boys. We like Lonzo tonight. No interest in Horford. No interest in anyone down here except Paul Reed. Isaiah Stewart suspended. They don't have anybody to back up Jalen Duren. So what I was talking about with Jalen Duren, if he gets in foul trouble or just needs a break, Paul Reed's on the floor. Paul Reed, this season, averaging 1.56 fantasy points per minute. He is an amazing basketball player, DFS-wise, when he's on the court and gets the minutes. The question's always just been the minutes. I love Paul Reed today as a get different, very cheap play. If I was recommending centers today for somebody, I would say if you want to play it safe, play Diabate. If you want to take a risk that could really pay off, play Paul Reed. If you want to kind of be in the middle, play Jalen Duren. Hey, love the sound of that, Kyle. Let's go over our core. First core piece is going to be Lonzo. I love Lonzo today. It was between him and Kobe White. I love Kobe White. You can sub out Lonzo for Kobe in this core if you want to. But For me, it's Lonzo. Second piece is going to be Tyrese Maxey. If this game stays close, it's going to be because of Tyrese, and he's just been great without Paul George, without Embiid. Next core piece, we're going to play it safe with Josh Okogie. Then the last two are going to be power forwards. Going to be PJ Washington and Aaron Gordon. So that would be my FanDuel core. Lonzo Ball, Tyrese Maxey, Josh Okogie, PJ Washington, and Aaron Gordon. Let's run it and see what we get. I'm going to post it in the Discord, guys. Oh, I almost posted yesterday's date. All right, let's look at them here. Getting a lot of Daniel Gafford. I don't mind that, but I would probably prefer some pivots down to Duren. How much Gafford we get? Holy shit. Let's take Gafford out of the equation for this. I still like Gafford. It's just if I'm building a single entry, I'm not building around him. This first lineup, I love it. I love this first one. I get Kawhi, who I wanted. Get Diabate, who I love. Like, really feel good about that first lineup. This next lineup, rocking Duren, looks just as good in my opinion. You gotta play Stephon Castle, but I don't mind it. He's been balling lately. So I like how we're going right now, fellas. I like it. I like it. Let's move over to DK. Point guard, Jamal Murray. Just looks too damn good to me. Lonzo. Going to be a core piece over on DK too, where he's even cheaper. He'll be our first DK piece. Lonzo. I do not mind Chris Paul over on DK. Didn't really care for him on FanDuel, but on DK he's alright. And Russell Westbrook, I would just prefer to find the extra money to get to Murray today. Kobe White, 5,900. Very happy to roster him. DeJounte Murray, looks great. Pulling no ownership, only 4%. Like 8-Legged 8 said, he's cooked Boston in the past. Dame looks solid. Harden's fine. Cade Cunningham, just too pricey for me on DK. Stephon Castle at only 5,200. Solid value piece over there. Maxey is fine. No interest in Peyton Pritchard. Ayo's fine. No interest in Michik. No interest in McCollum. No interest in Giddey. Pretty much no more interest at point guard over here. The two guard. Kelly Oubre looks good at only 6,300. I would happily roster him over there. Might be a core piece. I gotta think on that one. JB's fine. Malik Beasley at 5,100. Solid value there. I don't mind that at all. Norm Powell's Kobe White, I told you I like. Devin Vassell, only 6,100 over on DK. A lot easier to stomach. Still not going out of my way to get him, but if he lands in my lineup, I'm okay with it. Small forward, Harrison Barnes. Pretty cheap at 4,700. I'd be happy to have him in my lineup. He is risky, but like I said earlier, he's been balling today. Or lately. Josh Okogie at 4,800. Easy value right there. Happy to play that. Kawhi Leonard at only 6,900. He's going to be risky, but damn, that is hard not to just plug and play, baby. Oh, yeah, I absolutely agree, Dwayne. It's going to be a low scoring night, DFS-wise. Not interested in Barrett or Middleton. Justin Edwards, Ricky Council, whichever one of the two start. Probably going to be Justin Edwards. I'm fine having. Hate playing Tim Hardaway, but 3,900 is not a bad value piece there. Power forward, Patrick Williams, 4,200. Happy to pay that. Then we're going to have our next core piece, Aaron Gordon. He made it on both sites. He's just even cheaper over on DK. 4,400 is criminal for AG. No interest in Zion. I guess there is some interest in Zion if Zion starts and plays, but it's just really risky, man, with his minutes and his production is out of this world when he's on his game. But you do worry about injury and minutes. PJ Washington, love him over here too. It's 7,300. I'm not gonna core PJ over here, but man, I love him. Love him, love him, love him. Zion is out. We got that news. Good deal. I'm glad he is out. That makes DeJounte Murray look better. So Zion is out. It's up here. And Josh Green is available to play if you guys were thinking about rostering some Josh Green. Got Maxey, Murray, Tatum, Gordon, Diabate, Lonzo, Kawhi, Reed. I like that a lot. Like that a lot. That's right, Power. Moving over to center. Diabate only 4,200. How do you not play him over on DK? I think it's an easy plug and play for me. He will be a core piece. Gafford's fine. Duran looks just as good as he did on FanDuel. Podol's fine. Zubac, he's okay. Vooch looks good. Missy looks good at 4,800 now. And Paul Reed. I love Paul Reed on this slate today. Gonna have a ton of him. I'm not gonna give you a 2-center build today, but I really like some Paul Reed. Trying to debate on my last core piece here. I got a couple different guys I really like, but I gotta go with the 2-guard from the Sixers, Kelly Oubre Jr. It's been playing so good since Paul George has been out, and his price is just too cheap at 6,300 over there. Let's run this. Let's see what we get in the Let me post this in the Discord and we'll see what kind of lineups we're getting. There we have it. Also, Jovial Fox, welcome to the Discord. You as well, Skyline. Appreciate you guys joining. If you ever have any questions after lock, you can always reach me in the Discord. It's linked in the chat and down below in the description. I'm happy to help anyone in there. Let's see what we're getting now. Get this lineup. Gafford. We're getting a lot of Gafford. I'm okay with it. Giannis. Jamal. I love what we're getting, guys. With this core, you can pretty much build how you want. Really like what we got going here. Looking solid. I'm happy to run pretty much every one of these lineups I've seen here. But for the rest of the show, it's all about you guys. If you have questions, that's what I'm here for. I'm a free resource for you. Just pull up another tab, start building your lineups, and hey, I'm here in the background. Come back, ask me a question, continue to build, win some money tonight. Maxey, Murray, Nick Smith, Michik, Oubre, Bridges, Yabasule, Gordon, Diabate. Don't mind that at all. I'm not sure I'd want Nick Smith and Michik together, but you don't have many options tonight. On another slate where we had more value, I would say, hey, don't do that. But on tonight's slate, we just don't have that value to tell somebody, hey, don't do that. There could absolutely be some really weird winning lineups tonight, guys. Over on DK, I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest if the guy who wins DK tonight has Jalen Duran and Paul Reed in the same lineup. It's going to be a weird night like that, fellas. You think it's dumb not to have 1/3 of Giannis, Wemby, or Joker? Nah. No, I mean, I would want one of the three if I was making a single entry, But I'm sure I'm gonna have plenty of lineups tonight. Let's look at FanDuel here. Pretty much every lineup on the screen here, I don't have one of those three guys. I don't think they're essential tonight. Now, if I'm building a single entry, yeah, I want probably one of them. But I don't think they're must-haves by any means. Brennan Boston and Javonte Green with Zion out. I would probably lean more towards Hawkins. Let's just look at him. JRE's going to look pretty damn good now too, but he's only center eligible. Oh, Hawkins is out. My bad. I forgot. That's my bad. So it probably would be Javonte Green or Boston. But which one they want to give more minutes to is the question. They always seem to kind of go back and forth. I would probably lean Boston myself, but it's close. It's close. White, Castle, Barnes, Porzingis, Gordon, Reed, Joker. I don't mind that. It's very contrarian. Very contrarian. But yeah, this default one here, I love this right here, Chubbs. Like, I love the shit out of this lineup right here. I wonder what New Orleans is going to do. Are they going to start JRE at the 4? Yeah, that's what LineStar has projected. That's what I believe they will do as well. But I will say, guys, if they start Boston or Green down there for some reason, try to run some small ball, whoever they start is going to be great. DK ownership, I'll pull it up right now. These are your top owns on DK. Aaron Gordon, pulling the most ownership by far. Maxey, Ball, Nick Smith Jr., Colby White, Okogie, Malik, Giannis, PG. I really like that, Chubbs. A lot of my lineups are going to look similar to the build you have. Yo, what's good, engineer? Got about 34 minutes before lock. Not much is gonna change injury news wise. We're gonna get lineups from Dallas, Detroit, Los Angeles, and Charlotte. Probably not gonna get the Pelicans lineup before lock. I'm 99% certain. LineStar also thinks they're gonna start JRE at the 4. That's what they've done in the past. So I don't think anything is gonna drastically change. On a slate with no owners, or sorry, no value, and we're trying to find those low-owned pieces that could win us the slate, I think Boston and Green are good looks. I agree, Zella. I think Porzingis could just do whatever he wants tonight. I just hope the game does not get out of hand too quickly. But you're right. I'll tell you a play I would really like if you guys are interested in this, and I feel like this is something Eight-Legged Ape would do tonight, is I would play DeJounte Murray from the Pelicans and then run the comeback with Porzingis on Boston. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. We do these videos every single day. We're not going to do one tomorrow because I am moving tomorrow, but outside of that, It's pretty much every day. Free shows on YouTube. Really encourage you guys to check out our premium. Our premium in our Discord. You get the cores every single day posted in there. If you can't make the live show, you get the core in there. And it helps me out tremendously. Lets me keep doing this. And I love doing this for you guys. I truly do. Stars and Scrub Slate? I don't think it's a Stars and Scrub Slate. I don't. We just don't have the value for a Stars and Scrub Slate today, Chudy. Like, let's just look at it. Let's say I done that. If I ran, let's say I ran, oh, I gotta take these guys out. Like on FanDuel, if I ran Joker and Giannis together, it would be a nightmare. Because there's no value to make it happen. I mean, this first build really isn't as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still 5 points shy of the build with our core. But like I said, it really ain't as bad as I thought it would be. Don't like the thought of playing Thompson and Beasley together. It's a Scrubs and Scrub slate. Anytime that you got Meechik and Nick Smith Jr. on your lineup, it's a Scrubs and Scrub slate. You were right. "30 minutes to lock, guys. You got questions? That's what I'm here for. If you got questions, hit me with them. I'm happy to help you guys. Maxi Ball, Jamal Murray, Kobe White, Okogie, Beasley, Porzingis, PJ, and Diabate. That looks great, Chubbs. Like, I mean, me and you have similar lineups almost every night, but I mean, we're on the same wavelength here. Like, I'm there for it. Ada, I hate you. I hate you. Honestly, Chubbs, I can't pick. I was thinking about that after I read it. Probably that second one because it's lower owned, but man, I love them both. If I had to just pick one, it'd be the second one, but I love them both. Jose, so do I, dude. Every single time I say Chubbs' name, all I think about is Happy Gilmore. Do you only have one hand, Chubbs? THT listed in. Doesn't do much for me. Oh, I got you. I got you. I wish I had a cool nickname. I got a dumb nickname. Nobody ever calls me that anymore, but I played running back in high school. And my last name sounds very similar to Jaguar, and I was pretty quick. So that was my nickname, Jaguar. And like, that's not a cool nickname. It's not a cool nickname at all, Jaguar. Yo, what's up, Shannon? Hope you're doing well, pal. JG, I don't know what you just sent in Discord, but I couldn't see it. You played guard? I did too, but in basketball, not football. Honestly, when I was a teenager, probably 15 years old, I played Xbox 360 with a guy, and his online nickname, I went to high school with him, was Holy Jim Beam. And when I made my name, I was like, okay, I guess I'll just be Holy Jack Daniels. I hadn't even tried any. I had never even tried Jack Daniels when I made that name. You know, I don't think I've ever tried Maker's Mark. It's always looked cool to me, but I've just never bought any. I always just grab over reliable Jack D. That's my issue with like trying alcohol. It's so expensive. I'm just like, I'm getting what I like. I'm not trying something else. See, what do we got here? Pistons starting Cunningham, Tim Hardaway, Asar Thompson, Harris, Duran. Clippers starting Harden, Powell, Jones Jr., Kawhi, and Zubac. Hornets starting Mijic, Smith Jr., Green, Bridges, Gibson. Mavs starting Irving, Dinwiddie, Thompson, Washington, Gafford. Yeah, I need to try some for real. So I like margaritas, but I don't like tequila straight. I guess I'm just like too damn white. That's okay. I think DeJounte has the better matchup, but I mean, I don't mind the pivot. Give me just a second, Potent. I will look for you. $4,200 or less. And it looks like it's going to be Tim Hardaway or Josh Green. I don't really care for either one of them, but you can rock the Tim Hardaway revenge narrative or Josh Green starting as well. Like I said, I don't really care for either one of them, but you know. Jose, you sound like me. I've never been one of those people to like fight when I'm drinking. Like, I become a comedian and a lover. Murray Diabate or Derek White Duran? Murray Diabate for me, brother. Sam Hill. Sam Hauser and Al Horford are going to be available to play, guys. So just a heads up, they are available. I really do not mind Andre Jackson today. Just on a slate where we have no center or value, I don't mind it. Jamal or Trey Murphy? Jamal still for me, but it's close. Think Jamal's just got a little bit higher upside. Oh, it would be Murray and Nick Smith Jr. for me, brother. Yeah. I was thinking you meant DeJounte. That's who it would be for sure. Maxi Ball. Yeah, I like that as a tournament play. Bruce Brown, Don. That's who it'd be for me. What's it doing? I got some really funky lineups today, but I believe in it. Let's make some money, boys. Yeah, like Jose said, make sure it's for the correct slate, buddy. Guys, if you got questions, get them in. I'm going to end the show just a tad bit early because I think my dad is pulling up. So if you got any questions, hit me with them now. That is what I'm here for. I feel the same way, 8. Okay, as long as you got it in, buddy. I didn't want you to... I've had that happen to me so many times on FanDuel where it just screwed me over at the last second. Alright guys, I'm about to hop out of here. If you got any questions, hit me with them, please. Alright, if there's no questions, I'm getting out of here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you guys. I hope you have a terrific night.